Anthony on Air podcast. Welcome in, everybody, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. Appreciate that. Make sure you guys like and subscribe on YouTube. On Facebook, make sure you follow Anthony on Air podcast. That's our page right there. Or if you're listening via your favorite podcast app, or maybe you're listening directly from anthonyonair.com, however you're doing it, we are so grateful. I say we because Frankie C has joined us once again. He is back in the mix.
I wanted to do the old Joker thing where he slides the screen. It didn't work. The timing's awful. I got to work on that.
Throwing it back old school to the original
original Jack Nicholson Joker.
That's hysterical. That's really funny, man.
But it's good to be back here. Thank you. It's getting more and more interesting out there.
Have you left the house at all? Because last podcast.
Not since the last time we spoke.
Really?
No, actually, no. That's not true. We went. We dropped something off, or we picked something up at my wife's parents' house, and we came home. That was it. So it wasn't anything. We didn't go like shopping or to crowds or anything like that. We are socially distant, and we come right home. We're stuck. We're in the house. We're staying home. It's just the three of us, me, my wife, and my dog, and we are not doing anything.
Did you go into Aaron's parents' house?
Yeah, but staying socially distant, you can't touch anything. It got to be kind of.
Yeah, well, you guys are probably okay because you guys haven't really been anywhere.
We haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah, and they're okay. They're healthy.
Parents
right?
are okay. They're healthy. She's a nurse, a retired nurse. She's in her late 60s, but they're okay. We're okay. We went there just for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and we came home.
Just to hang, or you went to pick something up?
Went to pick something up. We talked a little at a distance, but nobody's, we're all fine. Everybody's good.
Good. Yeah,
That's literally the only people contact we've had in the last few weeks.
That in this show? That's pretty
much, yeah.
I could see why you needed that. I went to the store yesterday. I went to the supermarket and then went and got Wendy's actually for lunch for the kids. Mm-hmm. It's kind of this weird thing where you have to do something to break up the week, and we needed stuff to eat, because we're on the we're not going to be hoarders train,
Right.
So we're trying to not go to the market often, but we're trying to only get what we need. So I feel like I've been going once a week, maybe a little bit less, and it's only kind of to pick up some of the things that don't last that long,
Yeah, that's true. You gotta. Last time I went was earlier last week to the supermarket, and you pick up stuff that lasts, and a few things that don't, so you could have them within the next few days. But we got a lot of things in the freezer.
Us too.
We got snacks and things that you don't have to keep refrigerated.
Yeah,
and that's all you can do. I mean,
pasta and stuff like that.
Pasta,
sauce.
Yeah, cereal.
Yeah, we got all that stuff too. It's weird though, going we brought the Wendy's back. This was I put this on my Instagram stories, I think, and on my Facebook stories. Again, follow Anthony on Air podcast on Facebook. We bring everything in, and it's so hard with kids because they just want to climb all over everything and grab everything, even groceries. Because when my wife comes home or I come home, we usually they help unpack the groceries, so I can't do that anymore. So we're screaming at them. We're trying not to let the bags touch anything. We're wiping everything down,
Yeah.
Especially the fast food. We had to take all the food out and be careful with how we did that and throw everything away. And, it's
Same here. It's weird now that went to the Stop and Shop near us, and just the way it's set up now, once you go to the checkout line, there's a plexiglass partition between you and the cashier.
I have that too, yeah.
It's just so weird. I feel like we're in a movie. It's I feel like at that moment I was going to look around and there was going to be a mist outside, and I'm not going to be able to get home, and I'm going to have to fight people, and it was going to turn into a freaking Stephen King book.
Let's talk about that, because I feel that my imagination at the same thing. My imagination will at times just run wild, and with the vibe of what's going on, you just feel so eerie and so uncomfortable. And then there's other times where I kind of snap back into it. I'm kind of like, this is the flu. Like it's gonna be fine for the most part. Like my parents are in the house, not touching anybody, like everybody I know and love is following the rules, doing everything they can. We're all probably going to come away with this pretty good. I mean, all things considering, people are going to die. It's going to be terrible. It's obviously unfortunate, but if you're following the rules and you've been following the rules, you're probably going to be okay. And you got to keep that in mind,
Yeah. I mean, just do what they're telling you. Stay in your home.
That's it.
Don't go out unless it's necessary. Why?
Wash your hands. Yeah.
We determine until it all flies over us.
I don't know what has spread faster, COVID-19 or Tiger King. I'm really not sure.
It's the other thing that's taken the country by storm. The world.
It seriously is, because we're all inside and we're all streaming, and this friggin' Tiger King show has just exploded. Have you seen it?
I have not. It's funny. My wife and I, we turned it on the first episode, and within the first 10 minutes, even less than that, we were like, I don't think we're in the mood for this right now, because the first 10 minutes, this isn't really giving anything away, but in the first 10 minutes or so, they show a guy with a snow leopard in the back of his Jeep or his van or something. Mm-hmm. And it didn't look like it was in any kind of discomfort or anything, but it was in like a cage. But it's a snow leopard, and it was in like Florida, and they were asking, well, what do we do? Do we refrigerate them? Or I was like, all right, I can tell what this is going to be. My wife and I are very sensitive with animal cruelty and all that stuff, which is another reason why we didn't watch. What is it? The one with the cats on the internet? Don't fuck with cats on the internet.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you might have to bleep that. Can we say the F word?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. But yeah, so we started watching it, and then we were like, we both kind of looked at each other and were like, I have a feeling there's going to be some stuff in this that's going to piss us off. So let's maybe wait for a little more info on this one before we dive in. So I
am 3 episodes into it, and I will honestly tell you, I don't like it. It's not enjoyable. It's not good. It's one of those things where, and again, being in the position that we're in, like when you're producing material for people, when you're producing content for people, there's like a threshold. There comes a point where you have to watch something or listen to something or read something. If it, like 50 Shades of Grey, like I didn't want to read 50 Shades of Grey. Like it would have never come across my little thing, but
to keep up with popular,
you have to keep up. Right. So that's kind of what happened with this. And I knew I wasn't going to really enjoy it or like it. And I got to tell you, episode 1 is really good. Episode 2 is like, okay. But we got to the end of episode 3 and I'm like, I need to watch the other 3 to find out what happens. But I'm not enjoying it. It's not like, it's
Why
depressing.
Is this a big thing then? Why is this?
I think a couple of things. Again, this is the era that we're in, where first of all, everybody's stuck at home.
Right.
And social media is so a part of our lives. You have this Joe Exotic character who's so memeable, and people start passing the memes around. It starts growing intriguing. More people check it out, and more people like, have you seen it? And then it just grows it's literally like a virus. It just kind of grows like a virus after a while.
But I feel like after a while, the content catches up with the hype. I mean, it's not.
I think that's why I was meant to see it now, because I can tell you it's like depressing and not that good. Here's what it is too. It's the accident on the side of the road. It's the freak show at the circus.
It's a freak show type of thing.
Yeah. It's not like, oh my God, this is the Big Lebowski or some great, it's not that. It's not enjoyable or artistic or whatever. It's look at this group of people and how big of freaks they are. And it really, the whole thing is kind of boiling down to, it's just two people arguing, which is why I can't stand the president and the media arguing, why I never enjoyed my parents arguing. Like,
it's a giant eye roll.
When
it's
two people just,
here we go again.
Yeah, when two people have their points and they're both in it and you just don't really care, it's not going to really, you're just like,
did you just describe us?
Kind of.
Two people have their points. You don't really care.
No, but people, like, I feel like at this point in the career, we've articulated ourselves a little bit differently. That we have interesting takes and points of view. But people, for the most part, like, if we're just arguing about, it's like, it's the reason why I don't really talk about politics, because it's just not interesting to me. There's this side and that side, and they're going to argue, and I can't. Nobody's going to change their mind. It's a waste of time. This was a waste of time. Like, I feel like, first of all, it's 6 episodes. You could have done this in 2, you know.
Oh, I hate that.
You really could have. They're dragged the hell out of it. There's something about 6 too. Most of the Netflix documentary series have been 6. So there's something in there.
There was one called The Pharmacist. Did you see that one?
I didn't see that one, no.
I think it's HBO, but it's The Pharmacist, and it's the same kind of thing. Yeah. It's a documentary thing, and it's 6 episodes. And again, it could have been done in 2, maybe 3.
Yeah. Well,
they just drag it out.
McMillions was the same thing. Did you see McMillions?
McMillions, I saw, yeah.
That was the same thing.
You can cut that down.
You could have cut that way down. We didn't need all of, I don't know if that might have been 4 or 5, or I don't think that was 6. Even if it was, you could have cut it down.
I think it was 4, but it was still, it was good. I think out of all of them, that was up there. It was good. It was interesting.
It was.
And it wasn't like murder and, and all this stuff. It was, it was still fascinating because it was something that affected all of us.
It did.
Something we knew was going on.
But they dragged that, how did he do it, on until the very end. And it was like, come on, just tell us, know. And it was a little anticlimactic, but it always is. It's real life. It's not a movie, But this is the same exact thing. Now, let me tell you something. There's interest in it because the characters themselves are so bizarre, and there's all these different things that happen. And it's at the point now where I wouldn't tell somebody like not to watch it, because you're probably gonna miss out. It's the cultural event. Like, this is Honey Boo Boo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all didn't watch every single episode of Honey Boo Boo, but
I never saw a second of Honey Boo Boo.
Most people consumed.
I'm proud of that fact.
But I'm saying most people consume just enough of Honey Boo Boo to know who Honey Boo Boo is and get it. Right. And that's what this thing is going to be. Like, this thing is going to be memed out all year long. If we, I don't want to joke around and say if we get Halloween, because that's
kind of a little light here.
That's good. That's hack. We're going to get a Halloween. When we get Halloween, there's going to be Joe Exotic costumes. People are going to be,
that's true.
You could see it already. The guy's going to be wearing, having the mullet wig and the crazy outfit, and his girlfriend
holding a stupid tiger, like a stuffed animal tiger.
I was going to say his girlfriend or his wife is going to be in a sexy tiger outfit, because women are going to love that. Women are going to be like, you could dress and look like a dope, and I can look sexy. That's going to be the perfect costume for like every single couple.
That's true. Or, I mean, is there? Again, I haven't seen it, but is there a woman main character in this show too?
Yeah,
like, isn't it his ex-wife or something?
Yeah, there is.
Is that a costumable thing?
It can be. She's kind of,
because then the couple is gonna make the kid the tiger. Like, the baby is gonna be dressed as a tiger. I can see that happening.
Yeah. Well, it's not the ex-wife. I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. Okay. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but now we're gonna spend the rest of our night tonight, like, binging the other 3 episodes, and I'm angry about that I have to watch the next 3, because I feel like they're not going to throw anything at me that I'm not going to see coming.
Just read a recap or something.
I wish I could. Maybe we will, because I kind of get the memes now. I know who these people are, and I just don't know if there's going to be anything surprisingly past it.
You know what we should do? We should take all of these 6-episode documentary things and just clip it into a 5-minute, this is everything you need to know, watch it for 5 minutes. How fast do you think we'd be sued?
I was going to say, there is not, you couldn't upload it anywhere without Netflix or HBO ripping it down immediately. Yeah. Bots that look for that stuff that just rip it down.
Here's Tiger King in 5 minutes. And just take out all the B-roll stuff, take out all the interviews nobody cares about.
Yeah. There's a new
it right
trend. There's a new trend and challenge on TikTok where it's the work from home. I don't know the name of it, but I'm gonna name it the work from home nudie challenge, where if your significant other or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever is working from home, you try and distract them by walking into the room completely naked.
And this is people doing this on TikTok.
People are doing this on
content
TikTok.
allowed?
Well, they're like put the camera in the corner and like walk in front of it and like open up a robe
somehow.
Yeah, they're hiding the nudity, but you can see the people who are working. And I've seen a couple of really funny ones where the wife like walked behind like the camera. The guy was on like a laptop, and she just walked right behind, and he's kind of like, he's like on that Zoom meeting, and he's just kind of like looking up.
Go.
Yeah. So you've been working from home all week. Has your wife tried this yet, Frank?
My wife and I were not aware of this challenge until just now. But I think now that we are, we have something new to try.
You're looking off camera right now. Is that what you're looking at right now?
I don't even know what what are we doing?
If you're listening on the podcast, you guys know you can watch these episodes on Facebook and YouTube. Our information is Anthony on Air Podcast on Facebook. And if you want to watch it on YouTube, just search Anthony on Air and you can find it there. I think this is pretty interesting, but I think this is going to lead to somebody's wife or husband showing up in a Zoom meeting naked, like her or him not knowing.
I'm sure that's happened already.
Yeah, where the camera is or whatever. It's going to be...
Yeah, just someone I didn't know you were in a meeting. I mean, that's had to have happened. And all those things are recorded in Zoom, right? You can play them back.
I think so.
They've got to be out there. I'm sure they are. That is a terrible moment.
It's going to happen. But I tell you what, that's the one positive thing to come out of all this. A little bit more nudity, a little bit more matinees, if you know what I mean, for everybody out there. Can't hurt.
Matinees.
Well, matinee action.
Yeah. We're both home action.
We last night, as a group of friends, played poker virtually. And there was a Zoom meeting. I wasn't in on it because I was watching Tiger King. But I was still playing at the same time. It was kind of cool.
Wasn't that like not worth it? Aren't you pissed that you were watching Tiger King and not in the Zoom meeting?
Yeah, but I was hanging out with my wife too. We were talking. It's our literal only chance to get quality time now is Saturday.
That doesn't make any sense because you're home. You're quarantined all day. How is that your only quality time?
Children. See that was said by a free man who can think and do whatever he wants.
I did not have children because I knew one day down the road we'd be quarantined.
Yeah, no, but it's true though, because I saw a meme too that is like, "Hey, people without kids, what's this quarantine like? Is it fun? Are you watching whatever you want?
Having a good time."
Yeah,
that's why I'm able to do this. My wife is doing something else, and we don't have to go. Where are the kids? What the?
Literally these days have been entirely just entertaining the kids and being with them, and even
they got to go to sleep every now and then though, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and we're lucky they go to sleep at 7, but like I said, like that's like 7 or 7:30. That's basically our only time to talk and be adults with one another. So we chose that time to stream Tiger King, which was a mistake completely.
It was a waste of a night.
But I thought it was kind of cool, and I got to be honest with you, because it's hard to get everybody together for cards and poker these days. I feel like this might be something that we could actually do moving past
is a cool
the
idea.
Quarantine.
Yeah, you hook up on Zoom, and on one device, and then you do poker in a poker site room on another device, and you're all there. Yeah. And you don't have to smell each other and look at each other. If you don't want to look at each other, you don't have to.
It's true.
You're in your own home. You don't have to drive anywhere. I think that's moving forward. This is just going to lead to more reasons not to leave the house in the future. 'Cause I'm good with that.
Which goes back to what we were saying in the last podcast episode, which again, you guys can catch up on YouTube and Facebook and all the major podcast apps, and as well as anthonyonair.com. Just click on the podcast link. I feel like this is going to change us moving forward. This is like the first time we signed on to the internet and on AOL in 95.
This is a moment in history. This is a turning point. Just like when everybody got the internet. I remember. Do you remember this? I'm sure you do. Where the internet was first coming out.
I wasn't going to bring that up this time. I was going to save that for another time, but
do you want me to hang on to it?
Yeah, let's hang on to it. Let's hang on to that one. But it's true. How we consume and act on the internet now versus then is completely different. But little did we know in 95 when we were that we didn't know how much of an effect it was going to have on our world then. I feel like this is the same thing. This is really the same thing.
Yeah, and I feel like stuff is going to good stuff might come out of it. I know it's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
But there is if you want to look at anything positive, pollution is down in some places I've seen because people aren't driving around a lot. Tourism, isn't causing congestion and things like that. So the planet, gets a little breather, chance to heal itself. Again, the virus, it should have been something else that caused it. But if you want to take something terrible and maybe look at the tiniest bit of good that can come out of it, that's one thing. The environment maybe is getting a little break from people constantly, polluting it, basically.
Yeah. And the thing is like you look at the internet and people complain about the internet and social media, but we wouldn't be able to do this show right now if it wasn't for all that stuff.
No.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So it's really great. Kids' birthday parties. My wife got a text from one of the mothers in my son's class. It's the kid's birthday on Tuesday. They were going to have a party. They were actually going to have a party on a Tuesday because he goes to, he's in the afternoon session for kindergarten. And again, the mother knowing hey, weekends are really kind of for families and all that stuff. She's like, I'm going to have a party on Tuesday. I know you guys are around, we'll just do it in the morning or whatever. So that was the plan. So my wife just got a text before the podcast that they're going to do a drive-by parade for the party. So
yeah, I've heard that's the new thing now.
Did you hear this? I never heard this until she told me.
Yeah, we're actually planning one. My wife and I, our neighbor, literally next door, has two kids, and one of them has a birthday coming up in a couple of weeks. And I think we're all the neighbors kind of we're all friends around here, and we're planning on driving by in front. So so should I say what it is? The whole thing? It's you drive by in front, and the person whose birthday it is at the front door, and you have posters and decorations on your car, and it's happy birthday, and it's a big, it's a parade of the people around you that want to say happy birthday. It's everybody in their cars, and we just drive by the house. The parents bring the kid out to look, and it's a nice little. I mean, it's not a 4-hour birthday party with clowns and stuff, but it's something.
I love this because again, it's a thing where you're making the best of the situation. Yeah, you're dressing up the car, and by the way, it's so crazy that you knew what it was because I had never heard of it, and I was literally sitting there with my wife, and I was going, "This is on Tuesday. You can spend the whole day tomorrow decorating the car and making posters and stuff." And she's like, "Yeah, it invigorated my my wife. She's like Miss Downer, right away. She's like, I don't want to do that. Get away from me. You know what I mean?" But it kind of reinvigorated her. Oh my God, yeah, we could spend a whole day getting ready for this, and
something fun to do, man.
It's something to do.
It's a good, and it's positive. It's something positive to do. It's making a kid feel good, even though something. They're not. I don't know how kids are handling this for the most part. How are your kids dealing with this, and how are they doing with everything?
Yeah, they're a little bit more. You can tell they're disrupting the normal day to day is affected them, and they're a little bit harder to deal with. I mean, we're yelling at them a lot more. They're a little bit more. They're not behaving as well.
Right. So they need this stuff, just like parents. Everybody, adults need, a breather. They need to get out, maybe take a walk, a socially distant walk.
Yeah.
Just like that, the kids need a break too from this stuff.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. My wife is like, we got to get them in the car. I'm like, when was the last time they were even in the car in their car seats? It's been since 2-3 weeks. So it's kind of good.
It's a long road ahead of us too. I don't think we're at the peak of this thing yet.
Nowhere near April 30th,
No.
at least. Now we know it's at least April 30th. So, yeah, I think it's good. It'll be fun for the kid. And like I said, it fills 2 days really because you're going to spend the day getting ready for it. And then you actually have the, hopping in the car and going through. And plus, he'll get to see his friend in the window and the door and whatever. And so, that'll be fun. So I like the drive by
music and stuff.
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
I almost took the kids for a ride in the car yesterday because I was kind of like, when was the last time we got to get them in, because we've been doing the walks and we played outside and they love that. That definitely helps. Like days where it's raining are tough, but days where you
there's
get
nothing
outside.
wrong with taking them in the car and taking them for a ride, right?
No, nothing at all. But we just haven't because we haven't had anywhere to go,
Well, you don't have to go anywhere. You just take a ride. Have the wind. If it's a nice day, have the window down. Just getting them some fresh air. You don't have to have a destination. You just take a drive and come back. That probably, I would imagine, maybe that wipes them out a little too.
It definitely. The car wipes.
So
they
that's
fall
good.
asleep fast in the car. I've noticed that too. They're taking more naps and they're going to sleep a little bit later. So that's sort of changing a little bit. Like they were moving past naps when we had school. And they were exhausted by the time 7 o'clock rolled around. So we were throwing them right in bed, and they were loving it. Now they're especially like today, a day like today, they were like in the house all day, and it was just too much. But so she didn't fall asleep till like 4:30, and she fell asleep on me. So I'm stuck there holding her now, and that's an hour out of my day.
What you can't just put them down.
Because as soon as I moved, she woke up, and that was that. And so that's why here's a lesson for you and all your maybe a new parent out there watching this. Before you sit down with your kids, no matter what the scenario is, go to the bathroom. Just always go. It's like leaving the house. You just go to the bathroom because you don't want to be in there. Like
take every chance you get to go to the bathroom.
Always go to the bathroom first. All right, that's what I got. Any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Well, try to make the most of this because we got some more time going in this thing. It's going to be a little while longer. Make the most of it. Do what you can to get through it. The birthday thing is a cool idea. I'm sure there are a lot of birthdays out there coming up. You don't have to have a huge party, but be creative.
Do you think, let me interrupt you, Frank. Do you think this is a good or a bad thing, putting the April 30th date on this?
I think it's
a good thing.
I think it's a. Do you?
Yeah,
I was going to say leaning more negative, only because when April 30th comes around, and we're all like, "Well, it's not going to be April 30th." We're all going to be like, "Come on!"
Yeah, but I feel like we were going to be that way if we were going at 2 weeks at a clip. Like you're just setting up disappointment. Yeah. Like now, I feel like you can plan
this thing yet.
Yeah, you could kind of plan. Now. April is done, canceled, done. This is what I'm going to do in April. First
here's
weekend.
My thing.
Go ahead.
My thing is, if we're going to get a date on something like this, it needs to come from a doctor who is on the front lines, who's going, I'm seeing everything for exactly what it is. I'm seeing how many cases there are. I'm seeing the reality of this disease, and I know how it's going to spread. I can see all the charts and all the information.
Yeah,
and I predict on or about this date is when we're going to start to get back to normal.
Yeah.
The date that they're picking, the dates that they keep picking are so arbitrary. They don't mean anything, and they're not based on anything. So that's my problem with these dates.
I think Fauci made the April 30th call, and Fauci's going to make the call on when to go back to. This is all
Fauci definitely said.
Yeah.
Fauci said April 30th.
President Trump announced April 30th, but Fauci was the one who was like, "This is like you're not going anywhere till this day, for sure."
Okay, if Fauci said it, I thought Trump gave the.
Well, he did. He's the president of the United States. He's got to make the call, but Fauci's going to be the one to tell him.
He brings Fauci up to the mic. Well, to be clear, I think. President says one thing, Fauci comes on and says another thing.
There's definitely been a fair amount of that too.
There's some of that. You gotta be fair. There is some of that. But I thought it was the president saying, "Oh, we looked at it and it's April 30th now."
Well, he
don't-
said Easter, and that was kind of ridiculous. And
Right. So I thought this was another
yeah.
him being ridiculous.
Yeah, and this isn't. This is, and by the way, it's also not ridiculous because when he said Easter, we were within 2 weeks of that. I mean, I don't even know when Easter is, to be honest with you. That's the other thing. When the hell
12.
is Easter? Is
I
it
think
12?
it's April 12th.
Yeah, we all knew
Something
that
just broke.
wasn't. We all knew that wasn't going to happen. Giving yourself 30 days, which again we still know we're not going to be like nobody's going to be back at work May 1st. But giving yourself 30 days is less ridiculous than the time frame previously given. In an example.
Yeah, but
I mean, there's also a thing
Maybe
too where Trump just
if
says
it's based
things.
in reality, though.
Yeah, but there's
If it's
also a
based
thing
in
too
reality.
where he just says things and then the media like writes it down and then you read it and you're like, what the hell? You know, it just comes out different when he's just like he just goes, oh this or oh that. He just says what's at the top of his mind, and
which is not how you're supposed to operate when you're giving people information.
so I mean, I think it's better. I think it's better because April 30th. Now I know. I got 4 weekends. I got 4 full weeks. I know what to, I can kind of like plot out my life a little bit. It seems weird to say when you're even not going anywhere, but now you can kind of say, I'm going to hit the garage the first weekend, or you know what, I'm going to go do this the second weekend, or whatever it is, you know?
Yeah. So it's good to say, like, I have a minimum, at least 4 weeks
Yeah.
of more of this.
Because
what am I going to do with this
let's
time?
be honest. In the 2 to 3 weeks we all thought we were going to clean out our garages, how many of us really did any of that stuff?
I haven't done a lot that I said I was going to do. If I I got to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I don't think I got 1% of it done.
We've done none of that.
We're in quarantine for a month. I'll do it next week.
Exactly. So I think this will be a little bit better for people to getting things done. All right. We'll leave it there. Next episode will be coming. This is gonna. I don't know when this is gonna come out. I think this is gonna come out immediately. So we're gonna do these one right after the other. So if you enjoyed this, please let us know. Please comment along. By the way, we will be in the comments responding to people.
Yeah.
I found that really funny. People were like DMing me stuff, which I appreciate too. But like, you can just write a comment underneath on Facebook or YouTube. Like
let's get the conversation going.
We'll answer
We'll
it.
talk about it.
Okay, you know what we should do? You know what we should do? What we should have like a question that everybody can answer right off the top of the show for the next episode.
Okay.
Maybe that'll be our thing. So think of something that we can just throw out to everybody. Like
what are you
question.
going to do for how is your birthday party plans changed? Or
Whatever.
What are you going to do?
Whatever.
Are you going to do one of these birthday things? Who knows?
something easy. Yeah, something easy that everybody can answer and give an opinion
We'll think
on.
of something.
Yeah. So that's that. I'm done. Frank, you're done?
I am as done as it gets.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for checking this out. Again, if you made it all the way to this point in the podcast, bless your soul. I mean,
God bless you. Holy crap.
We Christians do the cross thing. Do Jewish people do
Up,
anything?
down, left, right. Jewish people.
AB.
Oh,
Is that the
that's
old
for unlimited lives. You can't-
unlimited lives? If you believe in video games more than religion, then AB, up, down, left, right to you, my friend. Thank you so much for getting this far down.
Very nice.
And whatever the Jewish and Muslim and other religion things are that's equivalent to my Christian background of this, I give that to you. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and we'll see you on the next one for sure. Take care.
Yep.